Story updated on September 21, 2017 at 1:20 a.m. Eastern Time to clarify that, while Gegard Mousasi did request that Alexander Shlemenko take part in pre-fight drug testing, Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulations Director Mike Mazzilli was ultimately responsible for ordering the tests. When Gegard Mousasi signed with Bellator earlier this year, the Viacom promotion offered many non-contractual perks. One particularly struck Mousasi: 42-62 MMA, 93 UFC, the freedom to request drug testing of his opponents. In advance of his debut at Bellator 185, Mousasi is cashing that check early. Alexander Shlemenko: 569 MMA, 123 MMA, a former middleweight champ and Mousasi's debut foe, is clean after being tested recently. Mousasi anticipated a title bout against champ Rafael Carvalho for his debut. But when he found out he'd be facing Shlemenko, a fighter with a previous suspension for a banned substance, he requested his opponent be screened. Let's be honest, he's been caught for 50 times the testosterone amount of a normal human being, so he definitely has cheated before, Mousasi said. But this time, he tested clean. So far, so good. I want to have fighters that are clean. I'm a clean fighter, so I want my opponent to be clean. Mike Mazzilli, who oversees the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulations that will regulate Bellator 185, which takes place October 20 at Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Con, told Majunkie that Shlemenko has passed an initial drug test and will be tested again closer to the fight. He said Mousasi's test is in process. Mazzilli has previously conducted drug testing on Bellator's behalf for international events on the promotion's dime, though he said the additional testing for Bellator 185 is on behalf of the Mohegan Commission. Bellator 185 co-headliners Muhammad Lawal and Liam McGeary were also tested with no adverse findings, Mazzilli said. Bellator President Scott Coker told Majunkie that Mousasi did, indeed, request additional drug testing, but he left the ultimate decision up to Mazzilli. He said Shlemenko's additional testing stems from his previous bad case. Following a knockout win over Melvin Manhoef at Bellator 133, Shlemenko was flagged for oxandrolone, a banned steroid, and a staggeringly high testosterone-to-testosterone T ratio of 501. Initially suspended for 3 years and fined $10,000, he successfully challenged the punishment in court and received a reduced suspension and $5,000 fine. While awaiting the decision, Shlemenko fought overseas in Russia and this past October returned to the Bellator cage, taking out Kendall Grove. Not including the no contest that resulted from his positive test, he's won 6 straight fights. Mousasi doesn't think much of Shlemenko's legal efforts and believes the fighter needs to be held to account. You know, there's a guy who's deliberately cheating, he said. I don't want to have a guy who's physically or mentally twice as strong who normally wouldn't be that. I want to fight a clean fight. In a clean fight, I'm not worried. I know what I can do. When the sport is clean, I'm one of the best fighters. We've seen a lot of people who didn't perform after USADA. All I'm asking is a fair opponent. It's not the first time Mousasi has gone on the record about his doping concerns. He's accused ex-champ Lyoto Machida of using steroids, and ventured ex-champ fighter Belfort wouldn't perform as well without the use of the no-banned testosterone replacement therapy. Shlemenko deserves a second chance, Mousasi said. I think he was a clean fighter for a long time. I'm not saying he wasn't. But that time he cheated against Melvin, and he paid the penalty. Hopefully, he's a clean fighter now. He showed he's clean, so we're going to fight. For more on Bellator 185, check out the MMA Rumors section of the site.